Hello, everyone, and thank you for joining us for another episode of Divine Panther Presents. We are finally in the courtroom as we talk about Reasonable Doubt, Season 3, Episode 5, I guess, because we're halfway through the season. So let's start this trial thing for this lawyer show. But anyway, thank you for hanging out. We got some cool things to talk about. I have some positives. And then we're going to talk about some crazy stuff. We're going to get into the case and get into the evidence and that sort of thing, into the relationship stuff. We're going to do that kind of thing. And we're going to talk about All's Fair, the new Ryan Murphy show with Kim Kardashian. I saw the trailer. I kind of like that one, kind of compare and contrast the two concepts of shows. But anyway, if you're new to the channel, please subscribe to the channel. You can like on the video and comment on the video. Please watch the video till the end. We would appreciate that. Let's just get to it.
Oh, wait. I got to do it now. Wait. This is going to be funny. Wait. You ready? Wait. I got to do it.
This is awesome. This is amazing. I love it.
It was psychological. It was emotional.
Extremely entertaining.
But as always, as we try to say here, as we said, if you are new to the channel, please subscribe to the channel. And as we talk about this video, please like on the video and comment on the video, and we will get back to you as soon as possible.
Alrighty. All right. So again, yes, Ozzy and Jax and Bill have made their way to the courtroom finally, and we're starting to get some evidence of what he's on trial for. Murder 2. So we actually know what he's charged with finally. But anyway, positives. Does anyone have positives?
Yeah.
All right. You said that with no hesitation, Jamani.
Yeah.
What you got?
I've been saying this for this is what the 5th episode. I've been saying this for the past 4 weeks. Is what about the tracking and all this other type of stuff? And the beginning of the episode, they actually addressed that to some degree, and I was happy to see that. And in addition to that, I was, it seems like the sister, I can't remember the guy's name that's on trial for we don't know what he's on trial for. Yeah, Ozzy. Yeah, because he's on trial, but we don't know what he's on trial for. The actual charge, so to say. Yeah, his sister seems to be gaming Daniel as I thought. So I'm happy that my
predictions,
are actually somewhat making sense in this show.
All right, and yeah, she definitely using the draws to get something out of Daniel. And that's a fair exchange. I mean, I can accept that. So I want to focus on the trial first before we kind of move on. So he's on trial for murder in the second degree. The prosecutor said that. So we did finally hear that. And then as they were going through the evidence of sorts. All right, okay. Kim, any thoughts on the actual murder trial?
I like Jack's opening statement, because basically she's saying they don't have anything, they don't have any real evidence against this man. And I was like you said, it should have been a dismissal, because what do they have to even say that he did this at all? So I enjoyed that, the opening statement from her. She always looks beautiful, so that's another positive. Other than that, yeah, that's all I see about the trial. Yeah.
All right,
I'm sorry, and we know what he's up, what his charge is, which is murder 2.
Right. So at least
yes.
Remember the show Murder in the First? Finally, you remember that show Murder in the First?
Yes.
I was like, what's up, Jemai?
So to address that about the dismissal, they haven't gotten to the point where they can ask for it quite yet, but it's a matter of circumstantial evidence gets weighed the same amount as direct evidence. So, they have nothing but circumstantial evidence, so it gets weighed, to the jury. You can provide, bring that forth just as equal as direct evidence. So that's why they're there.
But then, so let's look at the evidence. All right. So then, with the lead detective who we just met 5 episodes into this season, it was like, hey, by the way, that's me. And then we got the coroner, and we finally met a medical examiner who we finally see. Apparently, Wendy was almost buried, which is something. She had rope burns on her ankles and her wrists, and somehow Bill is like, well, can that be done in normal activity? Who the fuck ties up their wrists and ankles in normal activity? Then there was
BDSM.
Yeah,
BDSM.
BDSM. Yeah.
but then we need to explain it. Like, what's the narrative? Like, if she got wrapped up that night, how do you go from argument with a boyfriend at house to wrapped up in the woods? Like how do we get there? Like, what's
No, who are you saying should explain that? The defense or the prosecution?
well, the prosecution should be part of the case, and this should have been talked about before now. Like, where's the body found? What was the evidence? How was she killed? And what's our story about how you didn't do any of this shit? Like, or to explain some of this. But like, it looks weird because Jax's defense was some random robber tried to rob the house or killed her on the way, and it's like, no, because apparently said robbing victims were never, there's no violence in that, so she didn't even research that. So I'm like, where are you getting this from? You should know how she was found, and that's going to be your narrative, and you're going to be, that's going to be your defense, at least part of your defense. And I'm like, that's not explained. You know, like these are big things that the jury's going to be like, well, did someone tie her up? Did they beat her? Like, why would he kill her in haste, bury her at his cabin, face out still, and be like, oh, nobody's going to figure this out? Like, he would be a dumbass criminal.
No, but how did the guy get the gun to begin with?
Well, again, that's who else had access to the gun. I mean, all of these are great questions, but none of this is being addressed. Like, who else had access to the murder weapon? Why did she go to the cabin? Who else has access to the cabin? Who could have known she was?
But we just started the trial. Like,
but
no, these are stuff you should know before the trial.
Yes,
they're more concerned about who molested him when he was 13 or something than who committed this crime and who's trying to frame him.
Yes, like we're in these last 5 episodes, they should have been building up to this to be like, okay, now we're about to show, like now it's showtime. But like we're like, oh, a trial. Okay, well, let's see how this goes. And it's
like if you watch Law and Order or any of those types of things, it's, hey, we're going to solve the crime the first half an hour, and then we're going to put the person on trial and see if they're guilty or not afterwards. This is, hey, you're going to find out who did it at the same time, the same episode the verdict comes in, which makes absolutely no sense.
Yeah, that's pretty much the formula. But anyway, I'm trying to, Joseph Sikora, I'm trying real hard not to see Tommy. I know, but he doesn't look like Tommy. He just looks very stiff. He's still, it's just like the delivery or something. I mean, I'm just not used to him talking like this. But he's like, hello, could it be that this was done in normal activity? And it's like, yes.
But if you've ever seen the real Joseph, if you've ever seen Joseph Sikora in an interview,
yeah,
that is Joseph Sikora. Like,
yeah,
that's a straight-laced white guy who just happens to have a gift of kind of being, you know, like he can throw in a little ghetto in there and kind of, you know, be Tommy, right? But his actual personality, he's just a straight white guy, you know, who loves his wife. Like that's who he is. And that's who he's playing. Yeah, that's who he's playing as Bill. I mean,
it's the line again. It's more his line delivery. Like, I'm not looking for time. I'm looking for something like just a little bit different. Like Morris Chestnut pretty much plays himself, like to your point of your conversation, right? Like he don't really do voices and shit. Like he's like, I'm Morris Chestnut and I'm wearing a suit. I'm Morris Chestnut wearing a football uniform. I'm still Morris Chestnut, but his delivery is smooth. Like and you can like his Joseph's delivery is not smooth. It's like he's reading it. It's like, to me, like he's reading the lines, and that's why I'm like, he's trying too hard to be that kind of straight-laced guy, but it feel like he's reading the lines, and I'm not believing them. Like
it seems like he has that this particular character that he's playing is like, yeah, he has that. I am trying to, like, I don't know if he came from like a trailer park or wherever he came from, right? But he's like, okay, this is my code switching mannerism that I'm using, because he'll say something, he'll walk away, like they'll say no, he'll walk away, and he'll come back and he'll have like this all well prim and proper response. So it's like it takes him a second to like think through stuff and come, very what do you call it, professional, I guess you'd say. So he's trying to watch his P's and Q's, so to say.
Yeah,
even with his wife, because they're on the outs, so he's still trying to talk, real nice and everything like that. You haven't really seen him in like a social setting where he's not trying to impress upon anybody.
And maybe we just need to see more of him in different aspects. But hello, DeMarcus. Thank you very much. Mercedes, aka Monica, had on a hand on that thong, and I see why Ozzy loved the thong song. I didn't even put that together because he wrote that, but DeMarcus, you wrote that before, and I didn't put that together in my head. But I'm like, that's a good point. That's a good point. Now let's bring this together. Is when Jax confronted Monica in the parking lot and was like, "You're a monster." And I'm like, this is good writing. Because then she was like, last time I checked, we're both exploiting this man. So not sure what you're talking about. And she was like, oh, all right. Well, then let me think about that. Like you got those billable hours. Don't act like I don't see what what you're doing. Like this is good for you and your law firm. So we're both trying to get something out of him. And I was like, I like that. And I think that made Jax kind of go, all right, well, I can concede your points. I thought that was cool. So anyway, let's fast forward to the bloody clothes. So what are we thinking? Why was Monica burning bloody clothes? Thoughts?
You know what? I don't, to be honest. Okay, so I feel like if it's Monica, it's too obvious, right? But then again, if it's his sister, that's too obvious. You know what I mean? And then they tried to like make us feel like when the sister was confronted by the co-star and was saying basically she's trying to extort them, for money. He's trying to extort them for money. I was like, okay, so does he know that the sister is part of the cover up too? And this is what he's doing. So I'm like, is it Monica and the sister that did this together to cover it? Because when you said that with the rope burns, right? Okay,
yeah.
As a woman, I'm not going to be able to move another woman, especially the actress she's tall, right? She's statuous, right?
Yeah.
You can't. There's no way. Even if it's two women, we can't move this dead body. But if we put rope on it and we drag it, right? Then we could do it, right? So maybe it's those two together, because we haven't. This is another thing too. We haven't seen the sister and Monica actually together. So I'm thinking that's coming up, maybe where we'll see if those two work together.
That's a good point, right? So I was like, I don't think it was directly Monica. Like I said, I think the sister. How did she find out about the argument? Again, we don't know what they were arguing about. He said, "Did you do it?" She said, "Like, you know me." And it's like, so something happened. It had to do with the parents, right? Because they talked to. She did something with the father. Remember, like, we got to go back to that. Like, your dad needs to tell you something. And then that was off camera. Then we see Ozzy arguing with Wendy, and you don't know what they're arguing about. And then she goes off to the cabin, or we supposedly that's where she was going, and she gets killed. So we don't even know what they were talking about. So to your point of people being involved, like maybe I feel like it was the sister. She was somewhere involved. I think Alex was also involved, maybe in the cover up. I think Monica. All these people are working behind Ozzy. Ozzy didn't do it. It was probably sister and dad, because like dad and mom are quiet, right? Like you ain't hearing shit from them, so they want you to kind of forget about them until like the last episode, and it's like, oh, ta-da! Like it was always them, some shit. So I feel like maybe it was the dad called Monica. Somehow Monica's sister and daddy were involved. I feel like those three. And then Monica's burning the clothes to cover up for the sister or the dad. Probably the dad. Something like that.
Why would you all right? How long has it been since this murder and where we're at in this trial, and you're burning the clothes now?
Now? It's been like a month, because I feel like it's been like around a month. And you're right, Jamani.
There's no trial that happens in a month, but okay.
It doesn't make any sense. Like it doesn't make any sense, bro. Like I totally get you on. Hold on, let's get to the comments. DA Chad. what was the point of seeing him lose his mind in his office? Like, I don't give a fuck about you. Like, I mean, they haven't built him enough for us to care.
Yeah.
Like, like, is this how he's gonna move up in the DA's office? Like, and I don't know. I didn't see the point of that. We can't sleep on Dr. Gardner taking out Wendy either. But he's been true, but he's been in and out. So who's in contact with Monica enough that they would have been like finally let's get rid of the bloody clothes, which again it shouldn't have took that long. Dr. Archie Golden. Then we got, I liked when Jax exposed Ozzy's ex for harassing Ozzy.
Yes, I like that part. I did too.
But again, shouldn't that have been irrelevant? Like why is this even like what's the point of this testimony? Like, how is this showing that he killed Wendy? Like it
was just trying to show that he's a violent person. But the thing is that he wasn't. Like,
so I'm like, what?
All it showed to me was that you're violent. Maybe he's a person who explodes when he's angry, so he yells a lot, right? And that could be scary. But he didn't hit you. He didn't try to kill you,
tie you up, or try to kill you. Have you ever been to the cabin? Right? Like it's just right. And a Lincoln lawyer, by now they would have had the witness list, and they're going to bring up the X, they're going to bring up and we would have had some of these details.
Lincoln Lawyer is a very well done show. This is not. The Lincoln Lawyer is very thorough, also, right?
Yes.
I don't know about. I've seen the movie.
I've seen the TV show.
But I can tell you about real life. You cannot have trial by ambush, right? So all these TV shows, people don't actually go to court and watch trials happen. They just watch TV shows and write other TV shows and get everything repeatedly wrong. But to say that, yes, we want to object in the middle of somebody testifying and say, we've objected to this witness late, they're not on the witness list, or that's not an objection. Objection is like hearsay, relevance, there's
reasons like there has
there's a list of actual objections. That's like a speaking objection, and that's not even an objection, that's an emotion. Like, you would have the jury out of the room, you would object to it. I mean, not object to it, but you would file a motion, like an oral motion, and say, yeah, I don't want this person to be presented because this was a late admission or not even on the witness list, and a judge would handle that outside of the view of the jury. So I don't even know why they would be making that objection just in the middle of testimony. It has no relevance to what the person is even saying. And he all of a sudden comes up and says, yeah, I drove him here, drove him there. With what proof?
Well, again, that's just the receipt. So Jack did do a good job of saying that receipt only shows that you drove up there, not the fact that somebody was with you. You know what I'm saying? So I thought that was good litigation. It's some litigating right there. Bill Sterling gave me Ronnie vibes with the way he's acting. Yeah, but Ronnie was crazy, and we knew Ronnie was crazy. And even to this point, DeMarcus, he did it better. Like you could see the psychopath in him, and he did. I think Joseph Court, he's doing a new role, and he's trying his best to apply for it, because he was much smoother in Ozark. He was also playing another criminal, but he was far more smoother with his delivery. Just the line delivery coming out of his mouth is what I'm saying. Maybe he has a bad memory because of PTSD. If they were going to work that into the story, they could have, like, Jax could be like, hey, you're kind of like, you're kind of robotic. Like when you're cross-examining witnesses, is there a reason? And we can bring up the Coast Guard. I'm not sure how much PTSD a Coast Guard person has, but I'm like, but I mean, you could do that. I mean, he could take it back to Afghanistan. I see. I believe that Alex had some goons kill Wendy because she was preventing Ozzy from getting product from Alex. That's a bit far. I feel like Monica would have more to lose if she was losing her control over Ozzy, which again I thought the previous ex would have brought up. Like, Monica started having sex with him at 13, 14, 15, you would think that she would be invested to make sure that no other woman is coming into his life. And it's like she's just okay with that. And like that doesn't make sense for someone who's that kind of in control. If you don't think she's trying to exert power over him, it would be like, I'm the only woman that you need. And these other women would be like his agent was always there, interfering or telling him to get the fuck out my face or something like that. Like that would make more sense to me in the character they're trying to make her out to be. I just thought. I just thought. I don't know. Do you think Monica killed Wendy? She's helped cover it up. I think it'd be too easy right now. I think it'd be too easy to say it was her. Daniel finally got the draw.
Yes, he did. Yes, he did. Yeah.
But again, she's playing him. I think we all can agree he's probably being played right now. This ain't genuine.
But okay, so but what playing him? I mean, what is she gaining by sleeping with Daniel? What does that do?
If he was doing his job instead of doing her and investigating the actual crime, then he should be like getting closer to the truth that she was maybe involved in this, and she's trying to steer the investigation / like a defense by fucking him. Like that's what a good show would be doing. But she ain't just in love with him. I mean, that's just not.
I don't think they're in love. I think that they're in lust at the moment, and they're just having a good time. I think
he's in love. He's in love.
He could be, because some guys are like that. But
the way they play him is like he don't know how women work and all kinds of shit, and like so it's like they finally remembered that the Crystal was gay. All right. So like for like 2 seconds.
But I had a question about that. When was she gay? Did I miss this? Because in the first season, okay, remember, she seemed to me to be a little bit like, ooh, look at him. Oh my goodness. I think she's bisexual. I don't think she's just gay.
They switched the character for I don't know what you want to call it, DEI or inclusivity purposes or whatever, but the second season they just made her gay and have a wife.
Yeah, they randomly gave her a wife.
She didn't have a wife in the first season. She was like single and ready to mingle. So she got married within the next year to a girl.
Autumn wasn't enough. They need 2 lesbians. Like, I mean, we're both surprised when she randomly said, my wife said, and I was like, wife.
Oh man, I stopped it and rewound it, and I was like, what did she just say? And it's just, I was like, oh wow, when did this happen?
That's why I was like, it did. And again, I thought they kind of forgot. They never his and her personal life aren't really per se relevant, in the storyline. Yeah. But it's like it's just like you don't see her wife come to work, you don't see a picture, you don't get a name. It's just a gender thing. But anyway, Crystal Jack's assistant could find out that Daniel is involved with Christine and tell Jax. Yes. This could cause Jax to be get dismissed from the case because it's a conflict of interest.
I can see that.
I mean, Lincoln lawyer. I mean, the lawyer could have sex with the client. It just, but they had to separate that. But I think it's gonna be more of like Jax is not gonna trust like Daniel anymore. Like again, is your objectivity being swayed? I want to get to Lewis. I really want to get to Lewis because it cracked me up that Lewis has done more Magnum PI work trying to figure out whether or not Eddie is doing drugs than Daniel has done to figure out what's going on with this murder case. Like he got trackers and shit. Like he's out there doing surveillance and shit. I was
okay, this is the thing. I have to, because I'm in the IT world, okay? What I didn't understand is Lewis is in the IT world also. Just because he's just a gamer, to be a gamer, you got to know about codes, you got to know about networking, you got to know everything about computers, right? Yes. You mean to tell me that he has to go to Daniel to figure out, to get a tracker on his father-in-law's car? Are you kidding me? You have to go to Daniel to figure this out? No. Anybody who's in that world, you know what to do. You know
I think it was a matter of Lewis is cheap. And Lewis was like, hey, can I get one of your trackers? And Daniel was like, mine is all used up. Here goes a link so that you can buy your own. And then that's what happened.
To Amazon. But to your point, Kim, anyone can generally just Google. I mean, like,
absolutely.
how do I? This is a like you, and then they would have got. I'm not sure why they're trying to make.
They just got an Apple AirTag.
Absolutely.
Yo, I mean, remember if you watch Kim, we watched Dexter.
Samsung, you can get them for Android phones too.
Yes, but remember we watched Dexter, and oh boy, he used the earbuds to track Dexter.
He did.
Not that hard. Batista used Apple technology and track Dexter, and he didn't even know it. You know what I'm saying? Could not Lewis. Getting AirTag. I think he wanted to hire Daniel behind like Jax's back to actually do the investigation, so he wouldn't have to get involved. But he's like, just don't tell anybody. But ultimately, as we agreed, he got verbally whooped last week. And now he's trying to do a comeback and be like, I'm gonna show my wife that her daddy ain't shit. And I'm like, that just further proves how much Eddie gave it to him, because he's like, I gotta sneak and see what's going on.
I'm happy about this because I'm like, now he's seen Jax coming up out of there, like as if that's not her father, as if it's just some guy or whatever. Now they're gonna have this, when are you gonna tell me that
you went to go see him?
Yeah. And then she has what her mother told her about, he didn't go to see him to talk about the kids or whatever. And she has to figure out why he went there to talk to him in the first place. So they both have stuff between each other about the father or whatever that they're waiting for the other one to say.
Well,
go ahead.
Well, no, I said I disagree. His first words were, why did you talk to my kids? Like, we don't, that is how he started. Now, father went in and took him many more different directions, but he did go there to be like, stay away from my wife and stay away from my kids, which is what they already spoke about together. So the mom is not really telling the truth. Or maybe Eddie told a different story. Like, hey, he tried to check me as a man and So maybe that's how he told, which we should have saw. We should have saw how Eddie told mama this. So we understand her perspective. And then like what she like, so is Eddie lying or is she lying or just confused? You know what I'm saying? Like we don't know that, because that is not true. He openly said, I tried to go confront your dad. Now I thought he must have told her. He must have, because then that whole thing became, your daddy said this and this and this and this. Like, how does he know all this? Which is what we asked. Like, you know a lot about what's going on in Jax's house, and that's your mama running her mouth, and that's a fair thing. Like, keep Mama Lou needs to keep her mouth shut. You know what I'm saying? Tell about how, you need to tell about what white men you've been fucking and what they've been doing. Like, you need to worry about that.
And what he did to me.
If we're gonna do that, then you don't be talking about what's going on with my husband, you know what I'm saying, and that kind of stuff. And I do agree that mom was running her mouth too much, but then she did try to check Jax. She did flip it around on her. Yes, she did. She did. But Jax is still right. She was far more right than mama was, because she only be running her mouth for other people's business, I thought. It's hilarious that Eddie and Eddie Kane Jr., I don't get it, are musicians and both crackheads. Nights like this, I wish the raindrops would fall. Did he play both characters?
You know what? I was trying to remember, did he play both characters? I know. Okay, so remember he was in Being Mary Jane, right? And he was married to his brother.
Oh,
is that who you're talking about, DeMarcus?
DeMarcus, yeah, you're talking about Being Mary Jane. That's who you're talking about. I didn't know his name was Eddie in that. I didn't know his name was Eddie in that too. I
forgot.
You're right.
He was a cokehead. I do remember he was a cokehead.
He was. So if that's what you're talking about, that's the same character.
Yeah.
Same type of character. Anyway, whose sweater
is Eddie King Jr. Temptation or something like that?
No, he was doing that's the 5 Heartbeats. The line that DeMarcus gave was from the 5 Heartbeats. That's not the same actor. So I'm trying to figure out why he tied it back to the 5 Heartbeats. Whose sweater was she? Did she tossed into the fire? We don't know that. So again, I'm putting my money on Daddy. I'm putting my money on Daddy because it all started with whatever they said to him, and then he confronted Wendy about it. Maybe somehow Daddy got hurt of it and was like, I gotta stop Wendy from talking, and maybe that's the thing.
But does Dad need to tie a rope on the woman's legs or whatever? It's like,
then that brings up the question, was she even killed there? Was she killed somewhere else and they brought her there?
But they didn't say that the body was moved though.
They don't say shit, Jamani. Like, this ain't just like that's not like They made no effort. That should be episode 2. What's the autopsy? What's the cause of death? She got shot in the arm. I thought she got shot in the back or the leg. Why the arm? Is that a defensive wound? Was the shooter behind her? We don't know any of this shit. And they said.
Is that David Jamani?
Yeah.
Okay. All right, we lost him for a second. There you go.
All right.
There you go. Okay.
So like Jamani, this is not the show to be like, well, they haven't gone that far. Again, she was buried up to here. Like that
well,
takes
to me, doesn't that seem like someone was trying to hide the body, but not the face?
Well, again, we don't know. Like, why didn't they finish the job? And again, if it's him, why would he bury her on his property? I mean, anyone would be like, they're going to find this shit. Yeah. And again, he still made no effort to look for her, and that is a huge red flag, and that needs to be brought up.
How did they end up finding out about like? You can have a cabin. How does the police find out that we need to search this property? Did somebody call in a tip? How did they end up there?
Said that didn't Ozzy say that she normally goes to the cabin when they have an argument?
No. He said that she usually runs off. Like, she'll be gone for a couple of days, and then that kind of sense. And I think they were tracking the phones that got them close to the cabin. I think that's what happened. But the question asked on the stand, do you know her to kind of just go off for some time? It's like, yes. So that's why he claimed he wasn't worried about where she was when she just disappeared. Right. Do you think Ozzy's dad have something to do with it? I do. Or again,
do you think maybe he was messing with Wendy? Maybe they were having some type of relationship.
Something. Yeah. So that could be. Again, we would have to more about Wendy. Like, why would she do that if the cash cow is Ozzy, right? But I mean, that's a fair. I mean, it had to be something, right? But that's something. Mm-hmm. Maybe she found out about Monica. I just want this Monica thing to mean more. Eddie is Jax's dad. Yeah, I know that. I'm saying, but the Eddie Kane Jr. DeMarcus, like you made a reference.
Yeah.
You made a reference to the actor playing 2 drug addicts, and that was in Being Mary Jane. And I don't remember the character's name in Being Mary Jane. Maybe it was Eddie Jr. I can't remember. That's why I'm asking. I don't think Sal, Ozzy's father, had anything to do with Wendy's death. Thank you. His name is Sal. But again, as Jamani's pointed out plenty of times,
no. His name was Patrick.
Thank you. Because wasn't he a junior?
Yeah, he was Patrick. Yeah, because the dad, which is Richard Roundtree. Actually, Patrick is the brother. Richard Roundtree's character is the dad. He was Paul Patterson Sr., and then the little brother was named Paul Patterson Jr.
So not the
Mary Jane.
So who's the character that Eddie played? I thought he was the older brother.
Yeah, he is. He's the older brother. And the little brother's named after the father.
Okay.
But his name is the older brother's Patrick. Yeah.
Yeah. All right. So that's I was like, it was 2 different actors. Anyway, Lewis. So like Lewis's Magnum PI stuff. I thought this would be the episode that it's revealed that Lori Harvey is going to be introduced. I think she's playing his like secret daughter. And I thought that's what they were gonna find when Jack, like, he was gonna be seen coming out with a pretty woman. It's like, oh my God, maybe your daddy's cheating on your mama or some shit. And it's like, no, that's my daughter.
Like Lori Harvey is gonna be like in the later episodes, and then she's gonna carry into season 2. Oh, that's what I feel. I don't know if I'm right or anything, but I feel like that's maybe what's gonna happen.
So season 4. So you feel like she'll be moving on. I thought maybe I don't know how old she is, but I thought maybe she could have played Joe's wife. But I don't.
She could be Jax's sister. Eddie had a baby, maybe.
Well, that's what I'm saying. Like, maybe that's the sister, and this was gonna be the episode you were gonna find out. That's what I'm saying. Like,
you know what, David? How about, remember in the trailer, we saw that that Jax finds someone, and she's like, "Oh my God!" Remember?
Yeah.
And we thought it was the daughter's room. Maybe that's how Jax meets her sister, because Eddie dies from an overdose. And then she comes into the picture, and then that carries over
into next season.
The next season. Yeah.
All right.
Yeah.
That could be that could be something. All right. So okay, so let's get to Sally and Chris. Chris was the one said he wanted a divorce or uncoupled at the end of season 2. But he's been steady having sex with her like he did in season 2. But somehow I guess Jax got her feeling that she needs to stand up for herself or some shit. And it was like, hey, we need to cut ties or get back together again. But I can't be doing this whole sleeping with my. What's up, Jemani? I see. What's up?
Chris Rock had this whole bit about, I won't choke a woman, but I understand.
Take the shit out of her. Yeah.
Right. And I'm like, if he was to go full, like, I could understand him just like, what? Like, you was trying to force me back into the relationship after you did what you did, and then you gonna dump me? Like,
okay, I don't think it's that. Okay. So Jemani, let me just tell you my feeling on that whole thing. Okay, because I live this kind of sort of. Anyway, what happens is like when you separate, right, or whatever. Yeah. And I don't know if you've been married or whatever, Jemani. I'm not, I don't know. But I'm just saying when you get married, and then you have difficulty in the marriage, the one thing that you did well together, you continue to do well together, right? And it's hard to like stop that portion of it, right? Mm-hmm. Even though both of you are hurt by whatever it is that made you separate, right? Mm-hmm. Now I will tell you, a man is not going to stop wanting to do that with you until you say you give the ultimatum. Yes, either we're going to be together or we're not. Because men they're going to receive that. They want that, right? They're going to move on to another woman, but it doesn't mean that they want, because remember, in a man's mind, he's like, I don't want my wife raising her legs for anyone but me. So I'm going to keep it going, right? I'll be messing with this chick over here, but she won't be messing with nobody because she got me for that, right? That's what the whole thing is. And what happened is that Sally started to think about that when Jax was saying what she was saying. And I think that she was at that point where either we're going to get back together or we're not. And that's why she served them the papers, because she knows in her heart that that's really all it is. It's about sex. It's familiar. I'm familiar with you. And it's scary to have to go back out into the world and find someone else, right? So that's what I think it is.
I completely understand what you're saying. She didn't give him the ultimatum, no. She just gave him the papers. That's the problem.
No, she said it.
Yeah. She gave him a choice. Are we getting back together again or not? And he's like, well, let's just keep fucking. And she was like, no, like I gotta move on from this. And it was hold up. Yes, Tamar, it was funny. Sally says that hoes need hugs too. And that was a great moment because it was a friendship. Like, we both said things that we shouldn't have, and that was a genuine friend moment. And so I did like how they were like, and that does tie back to last season when we saw the bachelor party, and she's like, I'm a hoe, and and that sort of thing. And so I thought that was cool. I feel though. He did the same thing. We saw it on camera that time. Like he came in, they were sleeping in separate bedrooms. He came in, dicked her down, and then just left. And she was like, oh, I thought this was, and then at the end of the episode, he's like, I want to uncouple. So it's like stupid phrase, but like if you want a divorce, then that needs to be it. Like we never saw him be like, okay, I'll still give it to you every once in a while. So we're just seeing like intermittent glimpses of this relationship, and we don't know, like, did he ever? Jax made it seem like almost as if Chris was lying to her, but it's like, no, we're going to a divorce. If I want it or you want it, both of us are free to see other people, which is what Jax was warning about. He could be seeing other people. Right. So if they were out there having their girls' night and Chris walks in with Tony or something, then she could be like, what the fuck is going on here? And then you could have that conversation of we're just fucking. Like I'm trying to move on, but you need to move on too. To your point of like men don't want to see their wives or baby mamas with somebody else, which is not the situation, right? You know what I'm saying? Like it's like it was mixed signals. I thought that would have made a better scene of what Jax was talking about.
Mhm.
You don't know if you're the only one. If you can accept
Sure.
that we're going to be co-parents and bed buddies every once in a while, but I can't trust you with my money. I can't trust you with my, that kind of, then
Mhm.
that's a different relationship. As long as it's communicated, right? Like then, but then, like most of the time, women can't move on. If it's some emotional attachment and there's still sex, they're not going to be the ones to be like, I'm going to try to move on. A man can do it. Like, I agree with you. A man can be like, look, we're fucking, but I'm fucking over here too. But we still, and like, but a woman's gonna be like, well, maybe, and they could have developed that better. But
See,
I guess
my issue is you're talking about the relationship aspect, right? And I'm like, all right, if that's if she gave him the ultimatum before, then fine, that's cool, right? We get to the All's Fair or whatever that show. That's what this needs to be, the first episode of that show.
Yes,
because I'm like,
yes,
because the legal implications of living in California and who files for divorce first puts the ball in their court, and she's the one who initially fucked up. I'm like, no, she should not be the one having the best seat at the table, having been the one fucked up. She should be like, hey, I think you should file for divorce because I'm through with it now. And then he filed for divorce and he gets all of the stuff that comes with filing first and being the respondent to the divorce.
Well, thank you for that. I think for that segue. Did anyone see the trailer for All's Fair by Ryan Murphy? Or with Kim Kardashian? Kim saw it. You are absolutely right, Jamani. That's what this show should be. Like, leave the murder shit to professionals and being like, you do divorce law, you do family law, because that's what the show is all about. Who's sleeping with who, who's lying on who, and whose baby is who. And like, you're right, Sally would make a perfect client, and Chris would make a great client. And they could go back and forth, and Jax could be like, I'm helping you, Sally, take down your man. But it's really complicated, right? That would make a much better show, and that would make far more sense with how they focus on more relationships than this murder trial thing. And yes, that would make a far better show. How do you feel about the woman partner disrespecting Jax in their meeting? You going back a couple episodes?
Yeah, that's two episodes, right? Yeah.
So, partner or not, the partners dealt with it appropriately. You know what I'm saying? Like, they immediately fired that woman. You know what I'm saying? Because she disrespected the senior. And I mean, it was. I don't necessarily make it a race thing, but I just more like, again, it's this pecking order. Like, you don't talk to your bosses like that, and that got dealt with. As we talked about when we did the review, they somehow forgot when the partners were suggesting that Jax sucked Corey's dick, and somehow they didn't get called to HR, and she just moved on. And I'm like, that's far worse. You know what I'm saying? In situations. But yeah, I mean, it's again, they moved on, and we don't understand how that law firm works, as we have discussed in previous reviews. We don't. I don't understand any of that. Well,
can I give you a clarification? All right, I've never felt more like a meth, like a cook of crystal meth, than I do when I watch this show.
What?
What?
Because
what?
When you watch Breaking Bad, and they're like, hey, we're gonna do everything how we make crystal meth, but we're gonna show it out of order, right? Okay. So that people can't simulate it at home. They do that with the law, and I'm like, why are you doing, like, there's no, people aren't going to try to do this at home, so why are you doing stuff out of order? Because it's not making it any more entertaining. So I'm like, I really, it just boggles my mind why they just take some aspects of it and just disregard the large bulk of the law.
The law?
Yeah.
Well, again, it shows like even as much as I hold up Lincoln Lawyer or The Practice or like Boston Legal, even they take liberties because law is very procedural. It takes a lot of time. Even Law and Order, like, it's not accurate, but it's entertaining. So some of the stuff you just got to chalk up to, they got to make it entertaining. But even to your point of, you watch a show and you try to write a show, there's some basic shit that you can, as a writer, you can get from Law and Order. They're not even bothering to do in this show, and they got 10 episodes to do one case. Like, I'm like, you shouldn't have these many plot holes. And again, a lawyer is executive producer. There is no reason for them to be this like flippant with the law. Like it doesn't make any fucking sense.
Let me just say this about the lawyer being executive producer. That's like being a creator and you walk away after you've created it. Like we got all the ideas from you, like how Shonda Rhimes went to the real Olivia Pope, said, "This is what you do." She was not consulting on every episode. She was just like, "Hey, this is how I do this. This is how I," and she formatted the show around that, and then she just stayed on in name only. You know what I mean?
An executive. I didn't know that. She was an executive producer of that show. I didn't know that.
Yeah,
the real Olivia Pope.
No, I don't know. Let's look it up.
I don't know about that, Jemani. Like, I mean,
but I'm saying a lot of executive producers are not hands-on with every episode. They're just name only.
No, again, Jemani, I'm just saying
they created the character off of their real persona. So they're like, all right, we'll give you an EP credit, and then that's it.
Well, I'm just saying, like it does. It's not like they don't have resources, is what I'm saying. Like if they wanted to be true to some type of legal framework. To your point, like they could pull from her, but it just seems ridiculous. Wendy, let's see what Ozzy.
Huh? Okay, so look, I looked it up on Scandal. It says yes, real life lawyer and crisis manager named Judy Smith was a co-executive producer on the show Scandal.
All right, and. Well, the first season, maybe second season before, like B613 took the lead. Like they were doing some.
It's basic. It's loosely based on Smith's career. Yes.
Yeah. Probably seasons 1 and 2.
I'm saying, but you think that she didn't just drop the executive producer credit? She had it for the whole show.
The show.
Based off of her.
But then
the whole show. She did.
Yeah. So I'm saying, I think maybe it seemed more realistic. Like this was a Scandal type show where again Jax was just a fixer. It would make more sense, and then I would take it better. Anyway, Wendy was sleeping with Ozzy's dad. Do you know that for a fact? If so, that would be interesting. Sterling could be Sally's attorney when she divorces Chris. That would be interesting to give him something to do outside of but he doesn't do it's all types of law, but he did business law or some shit. Like he didn't do family law, as I'm understanding. So I don't know if her firm has someone that handles that type of stuff. Because not every lawyer can do everything. But again, if they get a season 4, I'm pretty sure. Anyway, let's talk about Chanel showing up to Chris's place and confronting him for some reason. Where did that come from? Like when?
Well, it's the cousin, right? So she's like, I know that my cousin, messed up. But what I want you to do is either be with my cousin or let her go. That's her cousin. She's going there fighting for Sally. So
I'm not saying she didn't have. I'm saying we didn't. It doesn't make sense. Like Sally confided into Jax as to specifically do not tell those other women, to imply that Chanel didn't even know about this. So I'm like, how do we get there that she actually does know?
Oh,
like,
I see what you're saying. Okay,
that's what I'm saying. Like, and then, or she would talk. That's what I was like, what? Now all of a sudden Chanel knows. And then I thought Sally was gonna be in the back. That's what I thought. Like they kind of showed like the bedroom and stuff. I thought Sally was gonna come out and be like, oh my, I didn't know y'all were fucking something. And then that kind of starts the conversation. That's how I thought. And it was like, no, she just confronted Chris. And I'm like, well, what are you doing here? I like, and that's why I got a little bit. Also, Autumn's baby's developing 5 months. That's great. Why do we care? Like, is this supposed to mean something?
And how is she 5 months when we just saw her in 3 episodes before? Her stomach was flat as a board. Now, sometimes with pregnancy, depends on the woman. Sometimes you get like within 5 months, it's maybe still a little pooch, but you can still see it, right? It's not huge yet, but it's there, okay? And some women, they wear kind of clothes to like kind of press it down. Cardi B did this for a couple of months, right? Until she couldn't do it anymore. But I'm like, that's ridiculous to me. It was like, make it real, okay? Give her a pooch when she went to go see Ozzy, right?
Yeah.
And then come back and say, oh, she's 5 months pregnant, because this woman's stomach was completely flat when we saw her.
I never carried no baby, so I'm gonna leave that to you. It just don't make any sense because all of a sudden when she mentioned the baby, now all of a sudden she's peeing all the time because all of a sudden the baby's pushing down her bladder. I'm like, how far along are you? Like I don't know. I was very Sally gave up her house for her cousin. So no, I mean I understand why she upset and everything she said makes sense. It's just how do we get there again? She only told Jack, so Jack's the only one who should know. If Jax would have ran her mouth to Chanel, then that makes sense. Now Chanel goes and confronts Chris. Like Sally ain't a grown person who can make her own damn decisions. You need to be talking to Sally. Like, well, who tried to divorce who? Well, he tried to divorce you. So why are you still sleeping with him? But then they could be like, last time I checked, you was an abuser man for quite a few years. You know what I'm saying? So sometimes people don't make rash decisions. You know what I'm saying when they're in relationships and that sort of thing. I don't know.
So let me. I'll tell you how Chanel knows it. She overheard it, right? Because they talk loud as hell at this restaurant, and Jax is talking to girl Sally, right?
Yeah.
About the case in a restaurant. I'm like, and they will not stop doing it. I'm like, every episode,
every season. Yeah. Hey girl, you know what's going on? Anywho, got this case. They found some rope.
And it's a famous person at that. It's not like
Marty, you're right too, because right next they could be sitting in a restaurant where reporters frequent, right?
Absolutely.
And the reporter could be like, "Oh, really? Tell me more," and just keep writing stuff or recording what they're saying.
That's what phones are for. Like you never like as high profile as Jack should be now, and how as high profile as this case should be. She don't think about there should be all kinds of spies in this restaurant that she goes to every week with her girlfriends and just runs her mouth about the case, and that should be somewhere in the story. Oh my God. Fake TMZ just got a scoop about da because they heard it from her running her mouth. Will we see Autumn Owens lover Kendall? What? Are you doing the Oval? I'm confused. DeMarcus, please clarify. Tommy and his wife will be knocking boots. Can't take another. Yeah. That they need to stop that shit. The wife wanted to give it up after oxtail delivery. I was like, hilarious. I like the fact that they're trying to make him more than just a lawyer, but like to what end? You know what I'm saying? Like, is they're trying to establish him that he's going to be in this show the long term? If the show gets renewed for season 4, which probably will be, it is very popular. I don't know. And again, he ain't got nothing to go back to, so he may be like, I'm here to stay. So I'm sure he's happy to kind of flush out his backstory.
No, he has to do his little Tariq spinoff.
Oh, that's gonna be a couple of years.
That's gonna be 2026, and that's gonna be late in 2027. That's
next year. 2026 is like.
Oh, I'm sorry, Autumn. We have not seen her. I thought that was her wife. We haven't seen Autumn's wife. No, I thank you. But I thought they were married, DeMarcus. But no, I don't know. That's a good point. If they're about to have a baby or whatever, you would think they would try to flush it out to be like, hey, girl, baby shower and shit, that kind of thing.
She wasn't at when they found out that the baby didn't have a heartbeat or was dead or whatever last season. She wasn't in the doctor's office with them.
I think she was out of town. I think that's what they went with. But I mean, to your point, if they're going through all this, they should introduce this character.
It's gonna be Tasha Smith.
You're so silly. That'd be cute. That would be good. That'd be good. But I'm saying, like, again, and then even with Crystal, like, and you got these spouses, that you're not really introducing, that like it would give us some credence to these storylines, so I should somewhat care, about what's going on with her girlfriends. I mean, Chanel became the client, so that's why we cared about her husband and that kind of thing, and they introduced him and the cheating and all that kind of stuff. Just for the record, the woman he was having a threesome with, never saw her again. Never got a name, never got anything of that. And I'm like, that should have came up at some point. Anyway. And I don't know. I don't know what's going on with that. I don't want Spencer wasn't here. Positive. Somehow he magically went back to school. We have not returned to Lewis's job, which is also a positive. So I give no kind of fucks about what's going on with Sam. I think his name is Sam. And his DEI issues. Let's not go back to that. And we need Lori Harvey to be introduced so we know why she's here. It will be a tall actress. It will be the tall actress from Harlem. Oh, the lesbian you talking about?
Oh, yeah, that could be her.
Yeah. She legit. She looks legit anyway. So I don't know. But she looks more like the stud, and I feel like Autumn is the stud, but she's carrying the baby though. So
I don't think Autumn is a stud.
But she's carrying the baby. All right. So
Yeah,
we can get her. Maybe Lena Waithe could come in, play a couple episodes. You know what I'm saying? Lend her, you know what I'm saying, her credence, if you will. So we can do that. Come on, I want to start. Stay on time. How'd you like that? Then they made it better. Giovanni, anything else for reasonable doubt? Do they have reasonable doubt? I feel like they do.
They have a lot of circumstantial evidence, so I don't. As far as from the legal perspective of the defense finishes their case, whenever they finish their case, then the prosecution finishes their case, right? The defense can then come in and say they haven't proven anything, therefore it should be dismissed, and then the judge can make the decision of dismissing the case, and the defense doesn't even have to provide a case, similar to kind of what they did in the Diddy case. The defense didn't even present a case; they just said all the reasons why the prosecution's case was flawed and why they should make a judgment here and now. But usually that does not work, and it just ends up going to the jury. So I think they have enough circumstantial evidence for it to go to a jury, and they're going to have to present a case to present a narrative of why he didn't do it.
I have a question, Jemani. What circumstantial evidence? Because when I was listening to Jax do the opening statement, I don't hear, and even when the prosecution did theirs, I was like, all you said was he's an actor and he's gonna act like he didn't kill her. Like basically that's what his opening statement was. So I'm like, what are you saying? She died at the cabin that he owns or his family owns, and he went. The neighbor said they were arguing in front of the house. Wendy took off in a car, and Ozzy went in the house. You would think that Ozzy got in the car with her, and then they disappeared into the sunset, and maybe he killed her, right? But that didn't happen. So I'm like, what is it? The circumstantial evidence that you see against Ozzy?
Okay. Just because two people don't leave somewhere together doesn't mean that they can't meet up later. So it's a matter of he doesn't have. I'm
tracking on the phone. Okay,
wait.
sorry. Go ahead.
So it's a matter of what did he?
You gotta go somewhere.
Sorry about that. All right. So yeah, it's a matter of he doesn't have an alibi for the time. It's his gun. It's his cabin. All of that stuff is circumstantial. It's not anything direct. It's just, it's coincidental, or that's
yeah.
So you can. People have been convicted of with way less evidence.
And like you said, it's the story that they're gonna tell. And my point is, like, if this was any other show, they would have laid out that narrative. The prosecution is gonna give us this. What is our counter story? To be like, and the rope burns and all that kind of stuff. To be like, that wasn't me because of this. And again, no gunshot residue. Who else had access to the murder weapon besides me? Who had access to the cabin besides me? And that kind of stuff. Give a plausible story and be like, oh, it could have been so and so. You know what I'm saying? Or at least it wasn't me. You know what I'm saying? And again, prove one of those. I was here. I was getting high with so and so. All my digital presence says this. The camera said this. That kind of. Also, the witness. The witness said he saw Ozzy leave. He said after the argument he left, and I was like, when did that happen? I was like, oh, but then so that gives credence to Alex's story.
Yeah, he's frozen. He'll be back in a second.
But as far as him leaving, but did they see him leave with Alex, or did they just see him leave by himself?
these are good questions, Jamani, but not followed up in trial. Like once the witness said that, it could have been, well, did he leave with anyone? And I'm saying, but he did say, I saw him leave. So that's a thing. Anyway, we got it. I gotta get to our next review. And any else, Jamani?
I wanted that witness that, you know, had the little tweet or whatever about he's a dickhead because he didn't sign an autograph because she's all entitled or whatever. I'm like, I don't know why she feels as though he had to do it for her, but it would have made a lot of sense if it was the same person when his grandmother died or like otherwise it's just it doesn't make sense for it to be brought up.
Random shit. Yeah, if it was the same person, yeah, you're right. Did you do it? You know, there was a time I didn't take an Instagram photo. I was like, what the fuck? Like I asked you if you killed the woman, but I was like, hey, it looks suspicious. You know what I mean?
Yeah. I don't know what. More Brandy Evans and you know, I'm like, I know it's probably wrong, but you know, I need something to tide me over until P-Valley comes back. And you know, Katori Hall just got that win this week because the Supreme Court said, nah, we ain't trying to hear nothing that Nikki Gilbert is talking about or whatever. So you know, she's all in the clear to greenlight and go forward with P-Valley. So
good. Okay, that's real.
All right. Yeah. So see, that's helpful legal knowledge.
Yeah.
Thank you, Jamani. See you next week.
Like, comment, subscribe.
Thanks, Jamani. Boop. All right, Kim. Any final words for everyone?
Sure. Okay. Well, thank you. Thank you everyone for joining the chat. We truly appreciate you joining the conversation with us. Please like, comment, and subscribe. Always watch the videos to the very end. That's very, very important. And share the video with anyone and everyone. We truly appreciate you having conversations with us, and we're all trying to figure this out. We'll be back in about 5 minutes with a movie called Stay, which is a very interesting horror story and love story all at the same time. So we'll be back in like 5 minutes. Okay, bye. Thanks, guys.
Thanks, Kim. I heard you. So we're gonna review the Oval when it comes back and Beauty in Black when it comes back. Thank you guys for hanging out with us. I'm currently watching Boots on Netflix. It's good. So please hang out with us over there if you want to continue some of these conversations. It's a pretty interesting movie. It was an interesting idea. And the ending made it better. But anyway, Kim and I will get into that. And after that, we will see you next weekend for some other stuff. We're gonna do Adopted too. Jamani wants to do that one, but we'll do that next weekend.
I will say thank you guys very much for hanging out with us. I see people watching us in the chat.
I enjoy the view very much. I don't know what the fuck I was watching.
Rewatch this when we're done. Rewatch this. You'll see what we're talking about. You'll be like, oh shit,
hilarious, absolutely hilarious.
You want to go there?
Oh shit.
Do your thing.
Fuck that shit.
Anyway, please like and share and comment on the video and all that kinds of stuff. As they say, we're just going to end this broadcast and say bye.